day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio A. Colon Sr. This is the EC Show coming to you from sunny South Florida. As always, no, this is different. It's a little different of a setup right now. Once again, joining me, the beautiful, most gorgeous Ashley Oliver of Ignite Social. As you can see, pull it up on the board for us, please. Bam! It's supposed to go up, like, there, see? We're still working the kinks out and stuff like that. This whole episode will be powered by Ignite Social, by the way. Ashley, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Just in case you guys, you want to go get your EC Respect merch to support Enasia and EJ, please go to EnasiaColon.com, ENASIACOLON.com. See, look, it works. Now, I got to admit, that's my fault. I did that completely out of order. Jeremy, I'm sorry. I have to admit that I did that completely out of order. But Ashley, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I wanted to hear a little bit of the feedback that you got from the last episode.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It has been incredible. Overwhelmingly incredible. I have gotten so many requests already for people wanting to work with Ignite, which is super exciting. It's more than I could have ever imagined. And even just being able to inspire people like I wanted to with the whole, you know, even the pilot episode, that was our goal, to just talk through with people what I've been doing and how my career has changed, and just, it's okay to take leaps of faith forward to try something new. So I had a business call earlier this morning, which was really, really heartfelt, and she just really resonated with my story, and it hit home, you know? So it was really great, even just being able to reach one person and impact their life in a way, and just give them that confidence that it's okay to leave what you're doing now if you are not happy. You should not feel anything less than happy if you're doing something that you're not enjoying doing, you know?
This is why in my opinion, this is why this show exists. The show exists. The show's really started just to shoot the shit and have fun, and eventually over time it has evolved.
Yeah.
And, you know, even when I started shooting here, the people who were nice enough here at the Performance Center, here the Center for the Arts here at the Performance Center in Coral Springs, they asked me what the show was about. Mm-hmm. And in all honesty, I said, listen, the show is literally a shoot the shit show, and we just, you know, kind of like promote my son and my daughter's brand more than anything else. But the show is evolving to now where we're actually doing things, and people are seeing, and they're listening, and they're sitting, and they're drawing inspiration from what we're doing here.
Right.
So in all actuality, the simple fact that you're having that discussion with that individual, which, by the way, shout out to her, is amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And they can actually see, because you're starting Ignite Social from the ground up.
Yeah.
The same way we started every company that we have from the ground up.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, it's beautiful. The thing that gets to me sometimes is a lot of people, they'll see this. It's all glitz and glamour, lights, camera, action. They didn't see when we were in a little hut, little small room, like, we were all like this.
Yeah.
They didn't see that part.
Yeah, I feel like the same goes on my end. I love luxury and designer, so I own a lot of things now, and I feel
Phil, your pocket's okay? Shout out to Phil. Phil's in the background helping out.
He's like, oh my God. I do love all of that, but I had to work really hard to be able to get to afford those things, and people just don't understand that it all starts with hard work and dedication, and that's the only way you're going to be able to do that. I mean, granted, I'm sure there are things that people get handed to them, which is great, but that's not how I operate. I want to make sure that I get everything through hard work that I've put in, and just really see that gratification. It's super important.
So we're going to touch on a couple topics here.
Yeah.
One of the topics that we were going to touch on, we're going to touch on the power of social media.
Yeah, definitely.
So we wanted to touch on the power of social media because we are very, very, like, active on it. You know, active on Instagram, active on TikTok, active on, you know, our website, active on, you know, YouTube. We're very, very active on those platforms. So there is a rumor that TikTok might be banned.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, how much more important is somebody that provides services like you do that makes you different from other companies?
I think a lot of people underestimate the power of social media and the impact that it has, whether you're a brand that's just starting off or you're a multi-million-dollar company that's just trying to put a name and an image out there for yourself.
When used correctly.
Yes, when used correctly, absolutely. For me, I kind of define that there's two different types of people that should have social media to help market themselves. There's the people that are selling products and want to be able, either a product or service, and are trying to generate some sort of income through social media and representing themselves. And then the second type of people are just the type that are trying to create a brand image for themselves. And these are the people that I think of, like soccer players. I've been working with a lot of soccer players recently. They're getting scouted by colleges, or, you know, just going to the next level, club teams, whatever it is, and are creating an image on social media so that when these scouts go back and look at them, they see their best work.
Gotcha.
So I think social media is an incredible tool for that. And for me, how I think of it is, you could open a storefront, or you can have your own spot in your own medical building, your own office, whatever it may be. And even if you go door to door, or you text out, you know, your information to a bunch of people, how many people are you really going to be able to reach per day?
No, of course.
A couple hundred max.
Right.
With the power of social media, and if you really study the algorithm, you can reach thousands, if not millions, of people in just a single post.
Now, I get frustrated, and I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
You know, we do a great job of creating content, taking our time, planning it out, this, then, and third. And sometimes the content just like, it goes to a certain extent and doesn't go any further.
Yeah.
And then somebody will create some shit and it'll just take off.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
we're spending all this time creating this unbelievable
Honestly,
content,
yeah.
high quality. We got sound guys back here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like.
Yeah, it is so common, but a lot of people don't understand that there's so much that goes into it. And when it comes to your actual profile and what you're trying to represent, Instagram is watching your every single move. Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok, whatever it may be. I think TikTok's a little bit more lenient, correct me if I'm wrong, but especially Instagram and Facebook, they are watching your every move, especially if you're verified. They're like watching you like a hawk. So if you are doing something that they don't like, they're gonna push your account to the bottom, regardless if you pay for the extra services or not. I say this all the time with advertisements. You can I've seen companies throw hundreds of dollars in for advertisements, if not thousands of dollars per month. And they'll be doing something that just doesn't meet Instagram standards, and at that point, Instagram's just taking their money.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And shadow bans them.
Somebody asked me about that the other day. I won't say her name. She asked me about that the other day about what did I think about an Instagram shop. And it works for certain people. Don't get it twisted. But I know this person, and I saw this. It was, she had her whole business, like 85, almost 90% of her business was on Instagram.
Yeah.
And she didn't even know what she did. She broke the terms and conditions of Instagram, and literally her whole business is
You lose everything. I've seen it happen countless of times with people just working now in this industry, directing, you know, a company with my previous partner. Her entire business was ran off of Instagram. And we knew that if we didn't abide by a single term and condition, or if we got a single report from somebody that just wanted to be a hater, that's it. Our whole business was gone.
The part that I don't like is, like, at least notify me what I did wrong so I can rectify it and fix it.
Yeah, I definitely think Instagram has certain avenues that you can take to try to gain back that customer support. But again, it could be gone within a second. It's crazy. And I think what makes us unique, like, this is why you would hire a company like Ignite. And we would not only create the content for you, but we are obsessed with what you're doing.
It's a true statement, too, because today's episode is powered by Ignite Social. And I ended up getting reached out when they saw what you did for us, and they were like, yo, I want that. And then, to be quite honest with you, he even said, wait, I asked for too much now.
Yeah.
So he had to kind of like dial it back.
We want to be able to put the best content out there and just be able to be real people to the brand that you're trying to portray, right?
Relatable.
We want to be able to talk with you, talk about your goals, and a lot of people that I've spoken with have hired virtual assistants, or they're learning through a company that is teaching them how to do it. And at the end of the day, if you're a business owner, you're trying to be able to do the service and put yourself out there. How are you going to be able to run advertisements, create the content, and do everything? It's just nearly impossible.
It's a fucking headache, to be honest with you. It's bad. Like, you have, because I run a lot of the stuff on social, and this is having a conversation between myself, my 15-year-old son, and my 19-year-old daughter. Just real quick, just to let you know, so I make it personal, right? I'm on the phone with Inasia one day, and I'm like, Inasia, you need to do this. And she goes, but I don't need to do it because you guys already do it. And then I'm like, that's because you won't do it. So that's basically how to describe what you were just talking about.
Right, exactly. And I just think what makes us unique is the fact that we go in and we want to be there for you. And I want my clients to be able to pick up the phone and talk to me. If there's something that they like or that they don't like or they have an idea, pick up the phone, let's do something about it and let's make it happen. Because especially with Instagrams or TikTok, whatever we decide to manage, with their changing algorithm constantly, we need to be able to act on that. And my team, what I love about my team is that we become obsessed with your brand so that you can focus on actually doing the work and doing what you're best at, whether you're selling a service or a product or just trying to represent yourself out on social media. We will study all of those different types of insights and analytics. We dive deep into what is trending, what's working for you, and what's not working for you. So that way, all the business owner or the employees, all they have to do is sit back and do what they do best, and we can do all of the back end work for them.
Shout out to Carly. Carly took some really dope footage last episode, so shout out to her. She's not here today, and hopefully she'll be on the next episode. But no, I mean, I totally understand it, and I'm totally with it. I'm somebody that, without a doubt, I'll be able to have a lot more time to be able to do other things if all of these social media, activities were handled for me more than anything else. Because, and you said it earlier when we were off camera. It's like, okay, do you mind any type of music? Just do you.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Just like that's what I want. I'll give you the reference, but handle everything else yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what it comes down to. Like, you can only do so much when you're by yourself.
Right.
At some point, you're going to be over expanding yourself and you're going to miss things. And then that's when you start to crumble and you just lose that relationship with the people that you're trying to gain traction with. You have to at some point outsource. And I just actually put out a post today explaining the importance of outsourcing. And I want to make it clear, by outsourcing, I don't mean hiring somebody overseas that you're telling what to do, because at the end of the day, you're going to be stuck micromanaging them when all of that work and effort could be going into improving your craft.
Right.
Instead, hire somebody that you can talk to face, can really get to know you and your brand, and make a plan of action moving forward. Just to really put yourself out there with the way that you want to be represented, because it is virtually impossible to do it all yourself.
No, so I've had an experience where people have asked me to go overseas and deal with certain things, and I've had okay experiences, and some have been disastrous. But for me, I'd rather just stay here, stay domestically, speak to individuals, kind of like back and forth dialogue, network. Yeah, of course. I'm all for that. I'm not for doing business with somebody that I don't know that's halfway across, the world or whatever it may be, and they're just trying to get a buck out of me more than anything else.
Yeah.
I want to get value for the amount of money that I spend on what I'm spending it on.
Definitely.
It's important.
Yeah.
It matters.
I agree 100%. And I feel like that's the most important authentic relationship that you can have, especially when you're trying to grow a brand. You need to connect with your people. And that's what I love about social media, is that you can put short things out there that really catch people's attention and connect with you. And like how I had said earlier, why wouldn't you take the opportunity to push yourself in front of millions of people that you can connect with, rather than just step back? I'm actually going through a situation with my dad right now. He owns a construction company, very successful construction company, and he has never thought about social media. And of course, now that I'm doing this, he's like, I wonder where my business could go if I had your services and used you to operate for me.
But that's a good thing that he's admitting that, because
Definitely.
don't get it twisted. He's more of the older type.
Definitely.
He's like that Jerry example, where he's the older type, where they don't necessarily, they had the white pages and the yellow pages in those days.
Right.
So it's different. But now, like, the simple fact that he's admitting and sitting there saying, baby girl, like, what you do, where could my company go, or what you do, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really special. He's always worked on just word of mouth and being able to build relationships. He has like personal relationships with his clientele because he's super loyal, and his clients are super loyal to him back, which is really nice. And his business has been booming. He's never had a slow point, and it's all just been through word of mouth, and he's grateful for that.
Because in the famous words of Mr. Callahan Auto Parts, a guarantee is only as good as the person that writes it.
I love that.
And may he rest in peace, for sure. But no, in all actuality, that's true. Like, he is successful because he's a man of his word and he says what he's going to do.
Yes, but he hit a threshold now because he knows that he can't really expand and make more money and create this empire that he's always envisioned when he has just him and then a few workers and he's relying on word of mouth. He doesn't do any advertisements, doesn't do anything. And don't get me wrong, he's always been 20 plus years in business, super grateful for that type of you know, word of mouth marketing. But if he were able to take it to the next level, actually pay somebody to now reach thousands of people in the South Florida region, he could not only get more jobs, hire more people, make more money as a business owner.
He's going to go through a level of frustration, though, for sure, 100%. If this is not working, try this. Let's go back to it. It's going to be like this, up and down. But no, of course, you have to try it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm the same way. Like in the beginning with some of their stuff, I was doing a couple of ads here and there to see what worked, and I would get so frustrated. I'd be so pissed. I'm like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working?
And it's hard. I feel like a lot of people will see just hundreds of dollars be flushed down the drain. But that's why it's so important to hire somebody that becomes obsessed with running these advertisements and knowing what works. Every brand is different, and with my clients, I always try to set the expectations. I can't tell you what the cost per lead of your account is going to be based off of my other accounts because they're all different.
Yeah, of course.
It's just not realistic. But what I can tell you is that with our insight and our studies and just like our obsession, getting to know your brand and what's working for you, we can get there quickly. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, you created some dope-ass content. I like I like to do everything in layman's terms just so the audience can relate a little bit more, you know? And then also, I don't want, you know, she's pretty, she's gorgeous. I don't want her to have to say the shit that I say, you know?
Thank you.
It sounds better coming out of my mouth anyway, you know, more than anything else. But no, in actuality, I'm glad that we get to sit down and we get to talk, because just like anything else, I get called out too. People ask me all the time, oh, when you going to let girls on? When you going to let women on? I have no problem. My daughter owns companies. Like, I have no issue whatsoever with female entrepreneurship or female empowerment. I'm part of the movie. I'm a girl dad. I'm all day long. Now, mind you, I am hard on her like she's a boy.
Yeah, but every dad is.
You know,
so is my dad. Don't get me wrong. My dad is probably harder. I wouldn't say harder than any other dad, but he's tough on me, and that I feel like has helped to build me into the person that I am today.
I think it has to do with the fact because we know how hard it is out there. Like, we know how hard it is out there, and we're like, listen, we're not going to raise our daughters, you know, to be where, you know, God forbid, if something happens, she's just going to run and cry to dad. No, tough it up. Learn from the mistake or the experience or whatever, and keep it moving.
Yeah, my parents have always taught us to be powerful and to stand up for what we believe in, regardless. Like, I feel like going through high school a lot of the time, or, you know, my younger years, my mom would always say to me, like, just keep the peace, you do you, whoever knows you will always love you. But my dad, on the other hand, was like, no, you need to stand up for what you believe in, create a name for yourself, and just go. Like, don't take shit from anybody.
Right.
And if I could pass that down to, like, my future kids, I always will. I mean, I value the relationship that I have with my boyfriend. Like, I want him to be more than me, you know, because I want him to lead our family. But I will always carry my weight and pull my weight. I am never going to let somebody sit back and take care of me.
That shit is hard to deal with, too, though. But, like, you know, you're trying to teach... I'm trying to teach my daughter, or trying to teach these women how to be strong and powerful, whatever. But then when her smart-ass mouth comes out, I'm like, damn, yo, like, I taught her a little bit too well. I try blaming it on my wife. I sit there and I say, yo, she gets this from you, not from me. I call her, you know, she's no longer our child, she's your child. Like,
my sister and I are like a double team. It's really bad, because if one of my parents comes at us for something, I'm like so quick to defend my sister now. And I mean, we used to fight all the time when we were younger, and I would always be the first one to rat her out and vice versa. But now that we're older, we're 4 years apart. She's in her early 20s, and now I'm in my mid-20s. I don't want to say late 20s. I'm in my mid-20s.
So is there anything else that we needed to touch on before we end up wrapping this up? I mean, thank you for joining me.
Yeah,
100%.
no, of course.
You're always more than welcome to come. You're going to be on more episodes.
Thank you.
I want to make sure that I touched enough. This show is, like I said, powered by Ignite Social. Ignite Social is Ashley's company. She owns it. She is the head of the table.
Thank you.
I had to say that because remember last episode she was CEO, all this, CFO, whatever she said, so I wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
But guys, make sure you click like, subscribe on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. All of your EC Respect merch at InasiaCologne.com. Make sure you follow Ignite Social on social media. And guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next episode. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Bourne.